It looks like Salisbury actually managed to just fully destroy the 110. Oh, it's just a full-on explosion. Wow. Oh, it might have been a fuel tank hit, considering it says left fuel tank critical damage and it just exploded. If you take the hectic split-second decision-making out of a World War II aerial dogfight and instead turn it into a three-dimensional turn-based tactical sim with a surprising amount of depth, you get Scramble Battle of Britain. Alright, howdy folks, welcome back to the channel. Today we're taking a look at Scramble Battle of Britain, which released into early access a few months ago. I'd first like to thank Slitherine for sponsoring this video. You can support the channel and get yourself Scramble via the link in the description and a pinned comment. Now, I've had a big interest in World War II aerial warfare ever since I watched a 1969 Battle of Britain movie with my dad way back when I was just a kid. It's an absolute classic World War II movie. Now, Scramble puts you in the pilot seat of the most iconic planes of the infamous battle, including the Spitfire, BF-109, and after an update in late January of this year, now also the Hawker Hurricane. Each aircraft handles differently with specific strengths and weaknesses. There's no hit point system. Instead, planes are made up of a ton of different components like engines, radiators, ailerons, and elevators. Pilots can be killed or injured with a well-placed burst, and they can black out from experiencing high G-forces in aggressive high-speed turns. As I mentioned, the game is still in early access, and their roadmap includes adding 1v1 multiplayer, a scenario editor, landscapes and environment assets, customization options, and a ton more, as you can see. While Scramble's campaign and multiplayer are still in development, you can jump into a few different types of game modes. From the instant action, literally just no setup, just instantly play around, to the more detailed dogfight generator, which lets you determine force makeup, weather, and time of day, starting height, and more. Then there are also missions, which are one-off battles, helping you learn how to deal with certain in-game situations. And finally, there is the Squadron Leader mode. In Squadron Leader, you have to survive 30 days of the Luftwaffe onslaught with a limited set of pilots at your disposal. Besides fighting the battles, you will also have to manage your pilots who will require rest after combat sorties. Pilots come with their own skills and traits, some positive and some negative. Alright, so let's do just a session of Squadron Leader. Here we have our roster. I actually haven't named this guy specifically, but my name, I guess, is in the roster, which is pretty cool. With the rest of our pilots, there's a bit of an explanation here, but since I've kind of given you the basic rundown, let's just get going. Alright, so in the on-duty list, these are guys we can drag onto the slots, and these are going to be the ones going to be flying out to meet the Germans. Anyone in the on leave area cannot be used or interacted with during the day. At the end of the day, you can, however, move them back and forth. Now, normally what you'd want to do is you don't want to throw all of your best pilots in terms of their traits and their perks and skills all together in the same section, because at some point you're going to either lose one, or more specifically, you're going to have to put them on leave, have them rest, and then the B team having just a bunch of negative skills, for example, controlled reduction when not near allies. You definitely want to kind of mix the good ones and the bad ones so they can hopefully carry each other. But because we're only doing one battle in this video, I've kind of just stacked the Hurricane section, and of course wanted to throw my own name in there. So this is what it looks like. You have 4 time of day periods where you can either not be attacked at all, or you can be attacked quite often. Eventually the game will say scramble. All right, we're scrambling the Hurricanes for a fight against the Luftwaffe. Oof. That is a battle. 3 Hurricanes at about the same height as the lowest BF-110s. They have another set of BF-110s, and then we have 2 Me-109s. And this actually might be a really rough battle. The 109s are the ones I'm really worried about. Of course, the 110s have a rear machine gunner. They're going to have a decent amount of firepower. I'm thinking instead of going straight for these guys and sort of setting up a collision course, which could be really bad, we want to try to set up an interception course on these 110s. Now, the question is, can we get that done? I'm really worried about this. Section. This is a really rough one. What I'm trying to do right now is trying to line up my trajectory with the enemy plane. This is kind of a risky play, but Salisbury is just going to go straight, and we're actually going to just have him shoot his guns. That's what this means. These orange lines means he's capable of engaging an aircraft along his route. But the question is this BF-110 going to maneuver, or are we going to crash right into it? In that regard, I think we're going to go after one of these 109s. The black dotted lines are areas where the pilot will experience G-forces. We can see here, this is the amount of G-force he'll be taking, and this is how much stamina, in terms of G-force stamina, the pilot's going to sort of lose for this battle by doing that. The more stamina you lose, kind of the worse it is for you. But we'll go over some of these other things in a second, as well as some of the more cinematic cameras. Oh, is he gonna ram him? Wow, I cannot believe that that wasn't a ram. What we can do, however, is we can go into the camera, the free camera. We can just fly around, take a look at everything. Wanted to showcase that the pilots' names are actually on their aircraft, which I think is really cool. And it might be something to hopefully, once they eventually add some more customization like they said they would in the road map, be really cool to see my own name here, besides the fact that I got really lucky with this pilot's name. It'll be really cool to see your own name on the side of the pilot. This also goes for the German aircraft. We can see here, his name is Gerd Degen. Degen? Is that really his name? Yeah, here we go. G. Degen, or Degen. The pilot's names are actually on the aircraft, which I think is a really cool thing. We have different cameras here. Might as well show you while we're going through, so we can review the last turn, spectate these planes in any way that we want. For example, we want to watch it in the sort of fixed camera, watch it in the hardpoint camera, which is pretty cool. As you play through these turns, you can actually watch them all back in one continuous replay, and then this will make a little bit more sense. I think my goal would be to get those 109s. If I get 2 of the 109s, I might even try to potentially retreat. You always have those options to leave combat, but your pilots will take some time to do that, and bailing out is kind of risky because a pilot bailing out may get injured, or even worse, may just not survive the bailing, and then, well, then obviously you are down a pilot. And in this campaign, or in this mode, losing a pilot is kind of not ideal because, well, you're not getting a replacement. We can see here that I'm lining up the shot on this 109 right at the very end of the turn. You can see here with the ghost where that turn is going to end. Now, I'm wondering if it's worth going after just these BF-110s, trying to get as much of this gold line inside of the ghost, but it doesn't look like we're gonna have a great amount of time actually being able to engage him. I don't know if we can get any time, a little bit of time on target, but the thing is, I'm obviously very close in terms of hitting friendly, so this might be a little risky. Make sure that we actually make his throttle go back to full and kind of adjust the targeting. But now let's take a look at this turn in a couple of different perspectives. First, watch the Hurricane is going after the BF-110. Spray was started but didn't manage to get connected until the turn ended. Now we can take a look at some of the other things that happened in this turn. Actually, it looks like we almost got shut down. This BF-110 was engaging us from just behind. And then our final Hurricane, who I think I was kind of trying to get to this guy up here, but we didn't actually connect any shots. All right, let's go back to the planning phase. We can see here on this 110, Schmidt, that these white lines or white chevrons indicate a stall speed warning. It's not a full stalling because then they'll be red, but this gives you the warning like, hey, you're about to stall if you don't figure out what to do. I still think that we should go for those 109s, but if I'm right behind a BF-110, oh, we are getting a pretty good spray on this 110. It would just be so cool if we could try to knock him out. Anything that we can knock out right now, very good. It's like a 6v3. We're outnumbered 2-1. There's a lot of G-force we're going to be taking in this dive, but I'm trying to set up a shot on this 109. We can get a little bit of damage in at the end there, but it may not even be worth it. But again, let's take a look at this from a couple of different perspectives. First, let's watch Samuel Salisbury. Oh, those were some big hits, actually. Those were some... Okay, we did have one of our pilots, McCulloch, blacked out, which is kind of bad because we cannot control him whatsoever right now. Looks like one of the other pilots, however, Warburg, has also blacked out, which is good because that kind of makes it like, you know, 1-1. And we have Schmidt. He's going to be one of these 110s. He lost a bunch of his control surfaces. We got his left aileron completely destroyed. You can see here it's flashing red, which means it's gone. Lost the left aileron. His right wing is critically damaged, and his right elevator, as well as his right rudder. So I'm pretty sure that this is not going to be something I should have to worry about too much anymore. We can take this back now and go through and see this happen multiple times from multiple angles if we wanted to. I think it's really cool. We can get a little bit of a slow-mo going right here. See the impacts on the tail section. There goes the aileron, and there goes the hits on the right wing section, taking a pretty decent amount of damage in that strafe. But for now, one of our pilots is just blacking out and is not really able to be controlled whatsoever. So I need to find out where that... Okay, there's a 109 right here. So I'm thinking we now focus on one of the 109s, but I just really wanted to focus on the 110 purely because, well, literally flew right in front of my guns. That was not a ram. That's really lucky. Looks like Warburg regained consciousness, but McCulloch has not yet done that. We can see the stall warning coming up here, so we're going to make sure we do not let that actually happen. Preferably, I would be engaging specifically to 109s, but for right now, I don't think that's just going to be happening. There's two... Wow, that is a lot of time on target. This could be kind of good. Is this not Schmidt? Ooh, that's not Schmidt. So this could actually mean that we do a ton of damage to a different 110. And because McCulloch is completely unaware of anything, let's take a look at this turn from Poplawski's perspective. We're going to get a very quick spray. Good thing, Schmidt and Rupp both got damaged. Schmidt lost another rudder. We have Rupp who has lost, well, not lost, but his wing is critical damage. McCulloch is still completely blacked out. That's very unfortunate. All right, take a look at this turn where Rupp got absolutely destroyed, losing basically every control surface. We can see his damage just increasing and increasing, more and more white and red showing up. So Rupp is not going to be coming back from this one. I'm pretty sure they might try to bail out here. McCulloch came back, which is great. Finally came back from being unconscious. But we have Holtzman here in a 110 who's lining up an attack run right behind him. Of course, a lot less maneuverable than the Hurricane. So McCulloch will try to get away from the 110 behind him. While Poplawski, I want to try to get a shot on this 110. Yep. There goes, I think they've actually lost complete. Oh, yeah, they are trying to bail. So it's not going to be a thing where they'll instantly be able to successfully do so. But we'll see what happens here in the next turn. But they're definitely trying to bail. One of the 6 German aircraft now, at least hopefully down. In terms of McCulloch, he has basically 2 Bf-110s behind him. This is not very ideal. And I need to try to figure out a way to evade those. I don't know. Is this going to be a silly thing to do? We're actually pretty high still. Maybe we cut the throttle, turn a little bit less aggressive. I want to try to eat not too many G-forces while still getting away from all those Bf-110s. This actually might be interesting. We can maybe get a run going. Maybe a decent-ish run. Let's take a look. Rupp opened the canopy. The question is, are they going to get out in time? We can see the canopy actually is now gone, so he might be trying to bail out. I think they're still at 381 meters. He might actually be able to get away with that. Ooh, we have a... Wow, is this really what's going to happen? We actually may have a pretty spicy... I need to watch out I don't actually end up ramming this guy. Look at the amount of... Okay, we can get a decent spray on this 110. I'm hoping it's not going to be a ram. That could very well happen, and then obviously in a ram, it's not ideal. I want to make sure, though, that these guys don't get to escape. In the end, they're able to escape. They're able to try to leave combat. Make a very aggressive turn. I know we got all these 110s and I don't know. How high are we? 254. This would be bringing us down quite hard. I can't afford to do that. Maybe we'll cut the throttle and hopefully this one works out. Let's take a look at Poplawski. He's going to get a pretty good spray. Yeah, maybe I don't full speed this one. I'm terrified that I'm going to be flying right into that BF-1. No, maybe we're fine. Maybe we're fine. All right, let's take a look. Oh, was that a hit? No, we hit Schmidt. So Schmidt took some damage. Oh, critical damage to the pilot. That is interesting. So we actually got some hits on the pilot, but we did not manage to kill him yet, but it does look like he might be trying to escape. The 110 has been confirmed shot down. Rupp is going on, well, they're bailing out. They've bailed out. Or they're trying to. Oh, this might still work though. Pretty all right at the very last little bit of the turn. We'll get a little bit of fire in. And Salisbury, as much as I don't want him to fly all the way away from the battle, I think what we want to do is I want to try to finish off this plane. I do not want them to be able to just leave the zone. McCulloch, we're kind of low to the water. We're at 94 meters now. We're getting a little bit close. Doesn't leave us tons of room to maneuver. So let's take a look at Poplawski. Hopefully he can point his plane up. Oh, really? Damn, get a bunch more strafes on whoever's trying to leave. I think it might still be worth trying, but we're really low now. This is actually, okay, maybe we'll start going for one of the 109s finally. And see if Salisbury actually gets any damage in this turn. Trying to catch this. Oh, that was a big hit. Maybe he, okay, so Roop definitely might not have actually made it out. And Schmidt has lost his right elevator, looking pretty damaged up there. Let's take a look at Salisbury again. Shooting a lot into kind of middle of nowhere, but oh, those could be good. This looks like it could actually be a good interception. It's going to line up. Yeah, that looks like it could be a killing blow, especially considering it'll be the side of the 110, the full body view, and not just like hitting it when it's flying right in front of him. That could actually be a pretty spicy run. This is a very risky play. I don't know if I want to, we could try this. This is a very risky play because I'll be going straight down, and then I don't know if I can take myself out of that dive. But, you know, if we don't do it, then this is kind of lame. I feel like we have to watch this happen. But that's a really risky play because I may not just be able to get out of that dive. You know, in the next turn, we may just hit the water with that. Let's watch Salisbury first, and then we'll watch the other side and make sure we can get a good eye on what happens on that 109. Couple of hits. Looks like Schmidt took damage to his gunner and his left coolant radiator, but Dejin actually got his coolant radiator hit. So let's take a look at that last turn again from his perspective. We go forward. The spray from the Hurricane impacts right there. Actually, he got really lucky. He didn't get pilot sniped. But now what we can do, we can watch the entire battle from his perspective, which I think is just really cool to see. So this is what happened to Dejin in the last, I think it's 13 turns. So he should be going down low, and then he eventually will get this strafing run on him by the Hurricane here. And there you go. And you can watch this from any perspective and every plane throughout the game. But now this is something that we're going to have to come back to at the end because I'm a little worried about what that may actually be kind of a big oopsie. But I told you it was gonna be something I wanted to try. Just more of a funny, but now I'm worried that it actually may be causing me a loss. We're gonna cut the throttle so we can sort of save our pilot from eating too many G-forces. Get a little bit of a spray going right as the 110 will fly straight. Now Salisbury, I guess we'll have to angle up. Okay, there we go. Very hard angle up. We're going to eat a ton of G-force. So hopefully that's not going to cause a blackout. But that might just be the damage we need to do to get him out. Now, McCulloch. Can we save him is the question. If I do level flight, no, that's not going to save us. I'm worried that this may not work. But I'm kind of curious if fast or slow is going to make a big difference. Maybe we'll go half. Okay, Poplawski lined up. Salisbury lined up. Let's take a look at this turn. I really want to knock out more of these 110s so we can finally start focusing on the other aircraft. We actually did not do any damage to him. Ooh, that could be a really good turn. McCulloch, did he make it? I think he might have. I think he actually might have made it if we don't stall out, or if we don't G out here. That's the risk. I'm assuming, we don't think we can get the shots on target. That's very unfortunate. You know what? We can go after this BF-109. Actually, nothing is stopping me from doing that. Let's take a look at McCulloch first and hope he survives. Oh, okay, we're good. It looks like we got a kill. So let's go back into the last turn. So Poplawski, let's take a look at his turn. Actually, looks like he may have gotten a little bit of damage on Seitler. Seitler lost his right, or got damage to his right rudder during this battle. We can see a little bit of impacts on him right there. So he's definitely got a little bit of damage. It looks like Salisbury actually managed to just fully destroy the 110, causing left engine to, just a full-on explosion. Wow. I don't, it might have been a fuel tank hit, considering it says left fuel tank, critical damage, and it just exploded. Now, Salisbury making it look like he's an action hero, which actually does look really cool. I'm wondering who we should go for now. Let's make sure we get the... hopefully the flying through the explosion won't cause any issues. And I'm kind of considering going for that 109. So let's take a look here. Those are very far behind them. But now we should be, if we speed up, we should be like on his tail. Let's take a look at McCullough because he's been out of the action for a while. Okay, he just started shooting, but the turn ended. So it's a little unfortunate. Let's take a look at the other guys did in this turn. A little bit of engaging. It didn't really seem to do too much. And then obviously we know Salisbury is just trying to reposition. It actually looks like we may be almost going into a head-on with his 109. Maybe that's not the most ideal thing in the world. And this 110 maybe got a little lucky with our turn. So instead, we'll just kind of go more straight. All right, let's take a look and see how this one's going to go. I'm not too sure. Also, McCullough has actually lost a bunch of his stamina. So I'm not sure at what point it might be better to get him out of the battle. Dejin, or Dejin, or Deegan, I'm not sure how to pronounce it, has lost a bunch more. He's got his main engine has been damaged, and his coolant radiator has now been completely destroyed. So either it just got destroyed from damage over time or got shot by some of the hurricane rounds as it was flying in behind him. Not seeing a lot of connecting shots, so it might just be that his coolant radiator just completely got destroyed, and well, now that's going to start causing damage to his engine. And Seidler is one of the two 109s who are 110s who are left. I'm not actually sure. Oh, right. We had McCullough, I think, coming in from the side. He took a little bit of damage right there to the rudder, actually causing it to just completely fall off. But it looked like the other 110 actually took a little bit of fire too. It did, but it might not have just caused enough damage to actually be noteworthy. It would be great if we could hunt down that 109 that is completely damaged. While Salisbury, is this the 109 that we're kind of like almost head-oning? Because this could be a really brutal one. Let's see how this one's gonna go. Head-on is obviously not ideal. Those are 110s, Hurricanes. Ooh, okay, so the Hurricanes are kind of in a crossfire here. Now, Degen did lose his aileron, it looks like. So let's take a look at that. Right there. It's kind of like right in that last clip. He's making a really crazy turn. I don't think he's having a good time. All right, we got a little bit of fire on this 110. Poplawski, maybe we'll go after the other 109 because it looks like we may be getting a slight bit of an angle on him. Not a lot, but just even the tiniest bit might be good. And then Salisbury, I'm kind of thinking, I mean, this guy is pretty damaged. Oh, that would be a finishing move, I think. Let's take a look at this one. Depending on how his plane is going to react to that aileron being destroyed. That 110 firing, this might be a really good... Oh, no, wow. His plane just got split in half. I guess we'll take a look at the hardpoint camera. Take a look at this. And there's half his plane. Not ideal. Usually when you're flying, that's not what you want to see. You don't want to see yourself pointing down, pretty much directly down towards the ocean. He's about 200 meters above it as well. It's not very high. So now I guess we can focus on that other 109, or, oh, that 110 is coming in pretty aggressively. Maybe we can try to dive away from him. And now it's like, okay, well, who are we going to go after now? Doesn't look like it might be a bad idea to focus now on this 109. That's the other one that's alive still. You get a little bit of a shoot from a distance. Let's take a shot. Looks like we're heading each other on. Not an ideal situation. Oh, Deegan opened his canopy. That's a pretty... Okay. Let's take a look at that one. Oh, I'm hoping we get the pilot or something. We don't want to... Oh. Okay, so Deegan is down. Now, this head-on didn't really turn into anything super crazy. Here, it doesn't look like we have to worry too much about this 109. This is going to be kind of a chill turn. There goes one of the 109s. Okay, Deegan is not with us anymore. Although, I don't know if I can get my own shots off on this 109. If I go hard enough, I don't think it's going to happen. But I'm so low on ammo, I don't know if it's worth. I may have to just try to sort of let that one go and hope I don't take a pilot snipe right there. Let's take a look at Poplawski. This is exactly when we should be hitting him when he's slow. Oh, that was a good spray. Oh, that is not good. Samuel Salisbury ended up right in front of that 109. Oh, they rammed each other. No! Well, I mean, that's actually not the worst thing that's ever happened, but I don't think that either of them are going to survive because Salisbury is going to try to attempt to bail, and so is Warburg. I mean, Warburg actually may be fine. I don't know, actually. Now I'm looking at it, he may not be fine. He's spinning very hard. Salisbury is going to be, I don't think he's making it. He's going to have to open the canopy, and then he's going to have to bail. I think we may have just lost one pilot. Sadly, I didn't mean for that to happen, clearly. I guess we'll take a look at Salisbury as the turn is... Oh, maybe he has a shot. Maybe he has a shot. I really don't think so, though. Open the canopy from both him and from Warburg. Oh, actually, I don't know who has a worse situation here, but the Germans are now down to basically just 2 aircraft. We're down to 2 as well. I think that's... No, that's Warburg right there. We're taking a little bit of fire from the 110. Okay, Warburg bailed. What about Oh, no. I don't think Samuel Salisbury is going to make it. I don't think he's going to make it, which is unfortunate because I felt like I was doing so good. Okay, well, Salisbury is not going to live. It's unfortunate, but... Oh, that's him, I think, going down. Turning to get on the tail. We got the 110. Yeah, Salisbury did not make it. It might be worth turning like really aggressively, although I'm really worried about blacking out, so maybe we'll just leave it at that. Take a look at McCulloch. See the 110. Oh, that's a couple of... Oh, yeah. Oh, Warburg died. He did not make it. His chute did not let him survive. I'm scared that if I don't watch out here, I'm going to end up either ramming a 110 or worse, sinking into the ocean because I'm not paying attention. And here, this could be a pretty good one. We're just going to line it up. There we go. That should be a low and slow... Oh, I don't know if we got any hits. Oh, actually, Holtzman just took a little bit of damage to his right elevator. Oh, Seidler might be going down. I don't know if there's a way for him to survive that. I mean, oh, that's a... Oh, man. The thing is, that's pointing, like, straight down on this 110. Actually, it might be at the end of the... We'll try it. Let's take a look. This is a really good one, I think. Oh, that 110 shooting at us, though. We got some good hits in on him, but we got to... Oh, no. Oh, that's unfortunate. That is, yeah. I don't think it really is going to matter what we do here. I really don't think it's going to matter. I can give a whole bunch of orders. I can give a whole bunch of ideas. It's unfortunate because we've just lost 2 planes and we were doing so good, but it doesn't really matter. That's just sad. Well, that was an unfortunate event. Obviously, they rammed into each other. My wing is gone, but the 110 is also gone. So, yeah, it's unfortunate. We can't really do too much about that. That 110 is done, but man, that makes me annoyed at myself. I feel like I could have done a lot better there. So it looks like Holtzman is attempting to bail, and that's going to be a victory due to, let's call it, the unfortunate events that transpired, where the only times I lost an aircraft was when I rammed. The first time was very unfortunate. So you can take a look at our stats. They're sadly a little disappointing. As you can see, we lost a lot of points for losing aircraft and losing pilots. Very unfortunate because I feel like that was really leading up to be, honestly, a fantastic battle. I mean, we shot down 4 with guns, and then obviously, well, 2 were by rams, but I feel like we would have probably won that. So very unfortunate. I'd like to again thank Slitherine for sponsoring this video. I hope you enjoyed watching a little bit of Scramble in early access, and I actually kind of want to go back and check out some of the BF-109s, maybe show off some gameplay with that in the near future. For now, hope you guys enjoyed. Love to see you in the next one.